What is going on, everybody? What's today? Happy Wednesday, or whatever day it is you're watching this. And today in this video, I'm gonna share with you the five skills that you need to learn, you need to master, you need to acquire in order for you to be a successful online trainer. So if you're watching this, maybe you're a personal trainer, maybe you're a fitness enthusiast, maybe you're already an online trainer and you want to learn how to grow your business. So this video is for you. So before I dive into these five skills that you need to master, learn, acquire, let me tell you a little bit of who I am. So my name is Manzanares. I've been in the fitness game for over a decade now. Started as a intern. Actually, so I worked for free. I worked for free for a really long time, actually 6 months before I got my foot in the door in the fitness industry, working at front desk at a big commercial gym. And then from that front desk position, I ended up becoming a personal trainer. Trained for about 2.5 years at that big box commercial gym before I started my own gym. Been doing that for the last 7.5 years. Been doing online training for probably the last 5 or 6 years, but then really heavily the last 2.5 years been going all in on online training. Now we're actually to the point where we literally are getting rid of our gym so we can go 100% online. We've been running a hybrid model for the last 2 years. Now we're going 100% online because online training is not only the wave of the future, it's the wave of right now. So if you are not in the online training game, you need to be in that game because you're gonna ride this huge escalator to the top right now if you know how to play the right game. So again, before I dive into these five things, let me just share with you a little story about how I actually acquired these five skills. So like I said, the first 2.5 years that I was in the fitness industry as a personal trainer, and then I eventually left there to start my own business. And so what I really learned at that point, when I left the big box gym to start my own business, I learned a lot about business. I learned about how you had to go get customers. You had to learn how to market. You had to learn how to sell. You had to learn how to actually fulfill the thing you were doing with. And then in order to keep a business going, you had to keep customers coming back and back again, right? So it's like, wow, a lot of things that I learned really, really fast. And my first 3 years that I was in business after I left the big box gym, I struggled. I really struggled a lot because I actually did not understand marketing. I did not understand sales. I only thought that if I delivered a great product, I fulfilled really well, I could keep clients for a long time. And ultimately, that's what I really relied on because I didn't know how to do the first two things. And so I got clients, and I did the best. I treated them like they were my firstborn child. And honestly, now that I have my firstborn child, I really did. I treated them if I lost them, life would never be the same again. Because it kind of was that way. Because I had no way of getting new clients. So I needed them to actually continue to pay rent, pay my bills, and so this way they got treated. So they were very, very lucky. But I still struggle because I didn't know how to acquire new customers. And no matter what happens, clients are eventually going to come and go just because that's the nature of any sort of business. And so if you don't have a reliable, predictable machine that brings in new people, it's not very much fun. It's really, really scary. And so it was 3.5 years into that where I met my current mentor, Alex. And Alex is mostly a genius guy. If you guys are in the fitness industry, you've probably seen him, runs Gym Launch, the most successful gym guru guy in the space. And honestly, I can call him a friend of mine. Just awesome guy, completely transformed my life, right? And what I got from Alex through his coaching and his mentorship was the first two skill sets, was learning how to market, learning how to sell. So those are, newsflash, those are the first two skills you must learn to acquire to completely transform your business, right? And so let me give you a little bit of perspective on that and how important those two things are. So we'll talk about the remaining 3, 4, 5, which I've already kind of talked about a little bit, but I'll break them down more sequential. But the first two, I'll explain how important they are. So those first 3.5 years that I was in business, each year I made between all 3 years combined, I made just barely over $100,000 in revenue. Combined. That's not per year. That's combined between 3 years, which means I was doing, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year, which isn't very much, right? And so, insane to think about that back then. But as soon as I met Alex, literally, the very first month that I met Alex, we did over $50,000 in a single month. It was insane, right? Completely transformed my life forever. And it was literally by learning the first two skills of marketing and sales. So if you're struggling right now, there's a good chance you probably don't know how to market, you probably don't know how to sell, right? And so those are huge skill sets that you must learn in order to be a successful online trainer, right? And then the next piece of the puzzle is also in order to get sales, you must actually nurture the leads. So we have a marketing system that brings us leads that come into our funnel. So you should have a predictable system that brings people into your funnel, whether you're using social media, whether you're using paid advertising. You need to have some sort of system to bring leads in. And then once you have those leads, you must have a systematic way to get them on a phone call, right? Because if you don't get them on a phone call, you don't get them in person. Obviously, we're doing it online, so we're doing everything in person, or we're doing everything to a phone call now. You must have a predictable system. You must have a script in order to get them on a phone, right? So that's what we call lead nurture. So that's actually the second piece, right? So if I do this in order, you have marketing first, right? Then we have the lead nurture process. So the lead nurture process gets them on an actual phone call. And then when you get on a phone call, you must know the words to say to present the value of your program, of your service, of you, to be able to sell that person to join your program, right? And then the whole other thing we talk about is like pricing and things like that. Like how much should you sell, price points, duration, things like that. That's for a whole other video, but you must know the words to say to convince somebody that, you know what, the money that they're going to give you is going to like they're going to get a lot more value than the money that they give you for the product or service that you provide. So that's the third piece. Now the fourth piece, right? The fourth piece is like fulfillment. You must actually know what you're doing. You must actually be able to fulfill on the thing that you sold the person. So if you're selling a weight loss program, you must know how to actually help people lose weight. If you're selling whatever program it is, you must know how to fulfill it in a way that not just meets your clients' expectations, but exceeds them. You want to exceed. You always want to give more value than someone pays for. Like if you're just, the reason why people, especially online trainers, are not successful is because they literally just meet the demand. They say you're gonna do this, and they do this, and all of a sudden they meet the expectation. And so why would the person think you delivered an amazing experience when they just got what they thought they were gonna get, right? So it's not only, this is not underselling, right? This is not under promising, over delivering. This is over promising and over delivering, right? Which means you got to get creative. It means you actually got to focus. You got to pay attention. You got to put your energy into your client, because every single person, how you over deliver for one person is going to be different than how you over deliver for the next person. And so by doing that, you just have to literally just pay attention. You just listen, right? Listen. So that's the fourth piece, fulfillment. You must know actually what you're doing in order to fulfill. And I made a whole other video about doing Zoom videos, doing workouts. That's actually not what people want when it comes to online training. So if that's what you're doing, it's garbage. That's honestly probably another reason why you're not successful, is if you're delivering Zoom videos, the big focus of your online training is exercise, you will never command the amount of money or deliver the amount of value that you can actually, to exceed you to becoming a six-figure trainer and actually being successful and actually making a living out of this, right? People do not pay for you to watch them on Zoom. Again, I have a whole other video explaining that, but literally, don't do that. That's a no-no. That's not what online training fulfillment is all about. And then the fifth one is you must be able to resell them, or upsell them, or cross-sell them, right? So basically, once you get a customer, the worst thing you can do is say, okay, now you give me money, and then never ask them for money again, right? And so this is where you most likely might have some issues around money, like your money beliefs are poor. So if you think that you're taking from somebody by them giving you money, you have it all backwards, right? You're actually giving them opportunities. You're giving them the ability to get more from you. And the more somebody pays, the more they pay attention. And so you need to have more things to give them to make sure that they keep their commitment high, because that's actually what money does. It creates commitment. It creates a forced attention. When they start to force their attention on the food they're eating, on the way they're moving, on their mindset, on them actually looking at life through a different lens, that's a good thing. And so the more somebody can pay, the more they actually pay attention. It keeps them away from this try it out commitment, this trying it out time. Like people have tried it out enough. Tired of trying it out. So let's start doing something. Let's actually make a damn change. And that starts with put your money where your mouth is, right? And so you must get them to resell, sell them again. So if you're doing a duration-based program, start with 6 weeks, 12 weeks, 24 weeks, whatever it may be, sell them again. You deliver such an amazing experience that you resell them, right? Commit them to do it again. Maybe you have supplements. Maybe you have t-shirts. Maybe you have other things that you want to upsell them. Pedometers, heart rate monitors, Fitbits. There's so many other things that you can get, like workout clothes. Anything you do to get this person to continue to commit to being a healthy, fit person. You think about this: you have a fit person, and and you look at their bank account. You're going to see certain expenses in their bank account. You're going to see an overweight person, right? And you're going to see certain things. You're going to see certain expenses in their bank account. Which type of person are you going to which type of expenses do you expect to see in a fit person's bank account? Do you expect to see coaching in there? Do you expect to see supplements in there? Do you expect to see workout clothes in there? Do you expect to see what else do you think? Think about just healthy foods, right? You're buying more groceries rather than eating out. Something simple as that, right? So these are the type of decisions that people help identify themselves with being a fit person or not. And so the more you can get them to commit to those decisions, the more likely they are to actually be successful in your program. And so the more you resell them, the more you upsell them, the more you cross-sell them, the better experiences they're going to get, right? And they're going to go get it anyway. Even if you don't like supplements, even if you don't like clothes, even if you don't like to eat out, or excuse me, you don't have to buy groceries. Like it doesn't matter about you. It's about what the client wants. And so the more you can reframe this from what the client wants and what they need, and more about them rather than about you, you actually deliver the service and products that you can that will help give them a better experience, right? And so this isn't about you. This is about them. Done for you meals, things like that. Like there's so many different opportunities out there for you to make customers into more profit, right? And again, honestly, the more profitable you are, the better, the more attention you put on a client, which in hence makes their experience even better, right? So it's a win-win all the way around. And so there is no giving, there's no taking, it's always just giving. The more you give, the more you get back in return. So again, just to recap, the 5 skills that you must acquire. Number 1, you must know how to market. The next thing you must do, you must know how to nurture people, to get them on a phone call. With the third piece of it, you need to learn how to sell them on a program. And the fourth thing, fulfill the thing that you promised on, overpromise, over-deliver. And the fifth thing you need to do, resell, upsell, keep them as a customer forever. Continue to give them more value, because the more money they give you, the better chance they are of actually being successful. So those are the 5 things you need to do, the 5 skills you need to acquire to master, to become a successful online trainer. If you have any questions, let me know. Drop them down below. And yeah, looking forward to chatting with you soon. All right, my name is Logan Manzanares, and I am out. Bye.